Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SPL Gun. You're joined by DM. We are getting ready to watch Cog Red take on Team Thurst. Team Thurst, who finds himself at the very bottom here of North America. They are basically Florida in the sense of standings, based on geography.
I would say Georgia.
That's
right. I know Florida's lesser, but they have Orlando and stuff in like Harry Potter world, whereas Georgia's just hot.
You're from Jersey, bro. You're
Georgia.
from Jersey,
So
the armpit of America. I'm sitting on my court. Blame you.
Picks and bans.
So ladies and gentlemen, now traditionally we see Thor get banned out 100% of the time.
Traditionally, we see any other character get banned.
Yeah, they could have actually taken a dart and thrown it at all the gods. And
Maybe that's
probably
what they
would have been.
Kali gets banned out. There's going to be Apollo as well. A curious ban to me, considering Snoopy doesn't usually rush to Apollo. I like the Kronos ban because, to most people's knowledge, that is the only character Osmos plays.
And Kronos, he is a lot of fun, too. He does a lot of damage. The Wheel of Time, when used correctly, you can really make your presence felt in that early laning phase as well. You can catch people off guard. But most importantly here, we are seeing that Geb has been able to squeal through here as well.
All right, so Geb will be locked in. Right side, Rama for Snoopy, and looks like Boosh is going to get Ra.
Well, fortunately,
Snoopy
does have his Rom, and we are seeing the Ra here for the Boosh, but at least they won't be able to take Thor, because I'm assuming that we should see Wolfie lock him up as well, as that is going to be a Kukulkan here. And, okay. Wow. They didn't grab Thor. Okay. So, all right. Having said that, I have some thoughts. By the way, for those of you who like statistics, Dagars is undefeated with Thor, coming in at like 7 or 8 games with no deaths. Oh God, whatever.
You don't say.
Yeah, and then the Boosh is also undefeated with Ra.
Probably.
No. That's a.
Oh, it's guaranteed.
Guaranteed. I think he's either 8-0 or 9-0 now. So we're actually going to be seeing Bacchus being locked in as well here for Cognitive Red.
I think the only negative here is that they're playing these gods so much. The only loss on was the DQ for Thor.
So he's not 100%.
And then here's Thanatos, who's going to fall off. This is not the draft, guys.
When I'm with Drybear tries to make the claim that Thanatos is good.
No, Thanatos is hot garbage.
Well, at least for Thanatos and Wolfie here, they're doing the old patch, so at least he can get Heavy Hammer for 1100, and he still can get the Bumbas, or not that Bumbas, excuse, the Hand of the Gods. And
Devios, okay. Clear. Devios got Hercules. That's one of his best gods, if not his best god. Thor on Gars, his best god. Ra, Boosh, best god. Rama, Snoopy, arguably, probably the best god since Mercury got nerfed. Or in this case, Mercury, wait.
Yeah, no one grabbed Mercury.
What the hell?
I think Cognitive Red was like, they got antsy. They were like, wait, we can get Ra, we can get Thor, we can get Rom, we can get Apollo if we wanted.
Did Wolfie pick Thanatos instead of Mercury? Is this a thing?
Well, everyone, hell, I would.
Right, but I mean, you look at that lineup over on the red side here, and that's a strong lineup. That's like a dream lineup for them.
Yeah,
Mercury does not get picked. That is maybe the second time ever.
Yeah, I guaranteed he's at 90% for sure.
Oh, he was like 99, and I always make the joke, hey, some jerk didn't pick him. Well, round 2. What a curious draft as we go through. Definitely in favor of Cognitive Red, some of the most notable players in the world playing their best gods in the best roles that they play. The only wild card there is that Eonix on Bacchus. I kind of expected the Sobek. The healing reduction from Sobek would have been a little bit stronger than the healing reduction coming up from Bacchus in terms of being able to shut down Osmos and Wolfie. But even so, that's a lot of pressure.
The big thing there is that Ionic actually played Sobek last night versus their sister team in Cognitive Prime.
Yeah,
and
didn't go so well.
Things did not go according to plan. He was missing a lot of his pulls that we traditionally normally see him hit, and he ended. That's the thing about Sobek, right? When you fly in there, if you don't hit anything, you're putting yourself in a miserable spot, especially early on. You can take a lot of archer damage as well. Next thing you know, you're consuming a pot and then getting dove on. So I think he's just maybe not too comfortable with him right now. But nonetheless, I love Bacchus. We're going to see him kind of be there. But eyes on Bro Chacho here. He's got Geb and, he was not in the most recent game.
So we're going to be jumping in to a splash screen here. Let's take a look at the players as we go into this. Now, you're going to see some win-loss percents. The goal per minute obviously going to be much, much higher on the guys on COG Red. 81% almost across the board there. Ionic at 80% himself. 521 goal per minute for Gars. 82-20, 154 ratio for Boosh. Ionic, most of his kills happening, or rather deaths happening last night, 1928 and 198 will definitely be the first player to break into the 200 mark on any category, and that will happen this game so long as he can find 2 assists.
Which I think he could kind of just walk in a straight line and find 2 assists with the way his team comp is formed right now, and just literally auto attack. But on the other side of things, I mean, the Gars, dude, 109 kills, 36 deaths, 521 gold per minute. He might lead the entire SPL for gold per minute.
Look at all those blank silhouette pictures. It's like a Organization 13, or they're trying to show us the Sigma Mavericks from Mega Man X.
It's so heartbreaking for Thurst, right?
I wouldn't even say for Thurst. I would just say for Wolfie and for Jaco.
Yeah? You're putting it down like that? Just Jaco and Wolfie?
I mean, it's harsh for them. They put together a team. It didn't work out. They've lost so many members. But going into this, I think Astro is a good pickup, man. Astro is an amazing, amazing player, and one of the people I'm looking towards most this game, considering he did get a top-tier pick in Freya.
Yeah, and Freya does so much damage, and he's actually starting off with
Wolfie
the ancient
didn't buy
blade.
Heavy Hammer.
Oh, no, Wolfie.
Wolfie did not buy Heavy Hammer.
Buddy, it's 1100 for this last game.
Like, you lose a little bit of movement speed, Wolf. You actually gain more damage. You gain more health. You lose a little bit of attack speed, but you gain a slow on your auto attacks.
Oh, that is true. This is officially the last game we'll see of 1100 Heavy Hammer.
Oh, thank God.
Right? And look at this. 2 very defensive wards here for Thurst. We're seeing one right by the left Harpies, one right by the right Harpies, where Thanatos is going to be. They're looking to basically cancel out all of the invade possible. They also have one deep one here in between the speed and the blue buff, which means if they wanted to make an invade, they could.
I just heard a noise. What noise was that? It sounded like someone used Hand of the Gods.
Stop it.
I'm just saying, I don't know that I saw it. I definitely did not see it. But I heard a noise similar to Hand of the Gods. I hope nobody used it. There are 6 on the board right now. It shouldn't deter them too much, but
wow, that's a lot of Hand of the Gods off the beginning.
It's a lot. Look at Boosh and Snoopy looking for the invade. Like, well, Thanatos probably has Heavy Hammer, so we're not going to go into the jungle because that will result in First Blood.
Well, Divios has a lot of options here. We normally don't see a lot of Hercules here in the solo lane a lot, but he is
most underrated character right now in the SPL.
He's a man. He can do it all. Throwing the boulder just does so much damage.
So Hand of the Gods was used in all of its normal purpose so far. Right side looking at Devios. We should see his coming out there. Yes, bottom side, Wolfie used his. Right side, Chalk. Going to be using his in just a second here. Let me see. Osmos is not using Hand of the Gods. There it is.
There
Okay.
she is.
Left side, Hand coming through. Okay, maybe I was wrong. I think that was all 6.
Yep, that was all 6. Guess you were just hearing stuff, buddy. So the one thing that I want to kind of ask about is why Ionic decided to stay by the mid Harpies instead of starting blue for Snoopy a little bit by himself.
Not sure.
Is that just a positioning thing? Maybe he got a deep ward down late?
I think he got a little bit more experience that he normally would have, but splitting away some, it kind of hurts. Right side, Osmos has taken some damage. Mid lane, you're going to see Kukulkan and Ra, which means nothing will ever happen in that lane unless Thor rotates over. Ooh, nice shot coming out from Devios. Right side, taking a lot of damage. Berserker Barrage, but silenced by Wolfie. Very, very smart.
Oh,
Good amount of
Wolfie
damage
makes it
coming
out.
Just barely making it.
Devios, you're not going to do this, buddy. You'll take way too much damage. Oh, he went for it, though. That's Divios. If there's one person who doesn't care about dying, it's Divios here. As we are going to see Gars. Nope, doesn't want any piece of that pie. So a minute and 30 here with not a kill on the board.
Wolfie here needs to be looking for last hits on these creeps. Needs to get them. He's looking for the death scythe, and he shouldn't be. He should just be looking to heal himself up as much as possible, and very smart. Almost full right there. Going to be heading back into the jungle. Looks like going towards the bottom camp. Will be joined by Jaco Malfoy. Left side, Astro forced out. Again, early game Freya, very weak.
Very, very weak. And, he even tried to get everything on the line very quick with grabbing that Ancient Blade off the beginning, which means he's going to be rushing into the Hasten Fatalis. Nothing crazy there. And he has already had one pot as well, so he's got to really worry about consuming his mana here.
Ooh, driving strike going to miss the target. Osmos going to be forced back there, taking some damage. A nice use of the heavy hammer actually puts a decent amount of plug right into Osmos's back.
And that's the thing. Divios is going to have no problem.
Check it out. Looks like, oh, they're going to bait the invade.
This
Look at
is
the
brilliant.
rollout going to get used. Brochacho baited 100%. We get a rotation. Is Gar's level 5? He is
Snap,
not. Wolfie's
crackle.
over. 4-3-4. Huge three-man silence.
Holy
nice.
shnikes.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Brochacho
big.
doing a good job trying to stay alive. Garz is going to go for the follow-up there. He's going to be doing a lot of damage to his passive. Wolfie's going to get caught. He's going to come back. Is he going to get stunned? There he is. But Booch is able to get that one.
They're going
Garz
for
is going
Jacob.
to take for the skip.
No, they're going to turn.
He missed it.
Snoopy is one hit. Astro, can he find it? Just barely missing. Nice.
Oh,
Come
he
out with the
stayed alive.
somersault. 3 kills right there for Cognitive Prime, bringing them up to 1,300 gold, and Thurst's hopes are starting to dwindle.
Yeah, look at this. 2-0 on the Garz. That's going to be a 1-0 for the Boosh. Ionic getting 3 assists, so that's going to put him into 200 total assists.
Congratulations to
Hey,
Ionic.
I told you he could just had to walk forward and auto attack.
He got the stun, though. He got the
He
stun.
did get the stun. He did get the stun.
Mid lane, actually, he rotates over, jumps right over exactly on time to get that mid-camp beautiful play coming out from Ionic, and will rotate back into the mid lane, not missing a single creep in the process.
Yep, Brochacho and Wolfie are unfortunately just going to watch Garz and Franks kind of just take it, and there's nothing he can do about it as now the wave is going to continue to get pushed. Astro squared now looking in the eyes directly of Snoopy, as he's just going to sit here and farm with no problem at all.
Normally a little bit early, but let's take a look at the charts here. 2,000 gold now in favor of Cognitive Prime, of course, as well as 3,200 experience. Huge lead already for the guys on Cog.
Yeah, and Divios actually going for as much damage mitigation as humanly possible there as he grabs the Smithy's Hammer, chooses to not go with boots at all, and that's going to be a little bit scary here for Chop.
Not only Chalk, but it deters the invade probability coming out from Thanatos. Thanatos, of course, has a 10% smack, but aside from that, he's looking at pretty much base damage, which gets extremely mitigated by physical defense. As Devios gets lower in health, of course, will gain extra damage. Beautiful knockback.
Great
Oh,
job.
this could be trouble. Forced into the Storm Call. I thought we were actually going to see him try to counter there, but he didn't have the boulder available. He'll continue his pressure, and Osmos will be stuck under the tower.
This might be a dive. Garz is going to be able to catch Wolfie here. Oh, Tectonic Rift just barely missing. Wolfie's going to be blocked, though, and here's the follow-up. Boosh is able to get one. Now this is going to be very, very difficult for Osmos. Osmos is going to be just lingering under the tower. Divios could make the push if he really wants to. Looks like he might, and he
Osmos is This is a lot of trouble. Devios is going to go for it. He has the ultimate back online. Throws it right out there. Beautiful.
Excavate just basically dismantling him. He got crushed.
Oh, completely.
It's like a scene from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
So there's something I want to mention here. Now, Wolfie is easily one of the best junglers in the world. His team hasn't done so well, but don't take that individual skill away from the Wolf. He is an incredible player. With that, note how Thanatos is not doing well. Please stop playing him in my rank games.
Yeah, thank you. I actually complained to you last night about it.
Yeah, he did. He whispered me. He's like, I hate Thanatos.
They lose me every game, man.
You know what it is? It's just like he's like the someone on my Twitter called it the jungle Anubis. He does a lot of damage, but eventually the damage doesn't matter anymore. You get to late game and he just gets bodied.
Well, Snoopy actually might get taken out here as Brochacho actually ends up missing the roll. The Pulse has the slow.
Going up.
He's going to go up here. Valkyrie's discretion is
Astro
going to
has
be
his
wasted.
ult, yeah. Oh.
He's going to be wasted
How
there. Is he going to have it? Snoopy, are you going to be able to live, buddy? And he gets the roll, ladies and gentlemen. Eonic's going to come in, say hello, and now that's going to stop it. Is Thanatos going to take to the
like
sky?
Ionic, he's like, guys, just... Oh, Wolfie! Oh, missing the ultimate just barely.
No.
Trying to find something, and now he has no escape. He might as well just let this one go. Intoxicate going to be used to clean that one up. Ionic putting a kill on the board at 105.
Look at
has
the
been a
block
part
by
of every kill.
Tectonic Rift. Great job by Garz. Even though he's going to be banished, he's actually going to get
takes
hit
his
by
damage.
Spirits of the Nine. Hammer's going to do a lot of damage.
Astro
Ionic's
has no
going to come
ult
from
here.
the back here.
Astro has no banish here.
Yeah, he's
Astro
dead.
has
No, he's
no
dead.
HP here.
He's dead.
Goodbye.
What do you mean? He's just dead. So, just like that, as we take a look into the short lane of things, Divios versus Osmos. No real shocker here that things are just going to be all about farming and barely any damage going to either of them. That's going to be the Rune Forged online for him, and that's going to be the first Gold Fury of the game coming at 6:48.
You know, I'm not a big proponent of surrenders in the Pro League, but This one's looking like a 10-minute game to me. 5,600 gold at 7 minutes into the game, as well as 7,000 experience, as well as the fact that you have Thanatos, a character who only functions very well from ahead, is actually 3 levels behind.
Well, here's
his jungle's getting stolen. The Gold Fury's gone. He can't find the solo lane gank because of how much defense Devios has. I don't know, man.
Let's just be honest here. As you take a look at the player damage, Degars has done 3,300. That's basically the #1 damage and the #3 damage coming out of Team Thurst. Ban Thor when playing Cog Red, please. That's it.
More pressure coming out into the jungle here as you see Gars gonna find Wolfie stunned. Double shot from the hammer, Berserker Barrage. Wolfie gets picked off for free. Looks like he had a coupon for that one.
Well, Brochacho, he's got the banish up in the air. No way they're going in on this. They are down by 3 levels in the entire thing. Eonic is actually a level 9
Snoopy's
as well.
Going
Snoopy
into 2
could be a
people.
little bit in trouble here. Cataclysm's going to do a lot of damage. She does not have his ultimate.
Valkyries is online. He's going up.
Wow, great job. That
great
just
counterplay.
Yep.
There's one. Nice Geb shield. 3 going to miss. He actually might go down here. Gars finds another kill. The one they're going to gain there is not going to be enough as they do find another big pickup onto Jaco Malfoy, the only player at that point on the team who hadn't died.
Once I see 1-hand-3 online here for Cog Red, I'm just going to assume this is going to be an instant Fire Giant. If the game's not over by
I would
then.
love to see a 10-minute Fire Giant. We never get to see it.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
It
But
doesn't.
in this game, with 1-hand-3, it's definitely going to happen.
I would love to see it.
I forget what the fastest. I think the fastest one we have right now is
12.
Like, 12, 13, something like that. As
Eonic jumping in, actually looking for a steal here. Intoxicate, Hand of the Gods, going to clean that one up and actually force these 2 away. Jumping in place, going for the taunt. Astro and Brochacho will be sent back, missing more experience and gold on the left side as the creeps are actually burning their way towards the tower.
Yep, Devios is going to rotate over here. He's got Thor lingering in the back. This is going to be trouble.
He's jumping over. He's going to go for it. Berserker Barrage after the cancel, going to force Wolfie into another defensive ult. Osmos gets his blue buff stolen away. This is just a statement.
Oh, brilliant knock up.
The silence used directly as it comes out. Excavates another kill out as Jaco Malfoy's going to get turned on. Take a look at Boosh.
Surprise, the Boosh getting another.
In there.
Yep, Boosh gets another kill. Cog Red continues to crush. It is 9:30. The score is 12-1.
So here's my prediction here, Gandhi. We're going to see it get to the 10-minute mark. Then there's going to be one engagement of some sort. They're going to wind up losing 2 to 3 players on the Ratchet side, and I think that's going to be the F6.
I somehow... Yeah, that's probably right.
Tier 1 on the right side. First tower objective to fall down. Gold Fury, of course, has already been taken. As we get towards the 10-minute mark, the gold camps in the mid are respawning. Right side, going to go to Gars. Left side, going to go to Boosh. Actually, Boosh has not.
Hey, what's going on with Eonic getting this Dynasty Plate helm on the line quick?
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Is that just like, whatever, screw it?
I guess so.
Is that like a YOLO kind of thing?
It gives him physical protection. Doesn't need too much. Gives him some power and penetration. Bach is easily the most damaging Guardian, maybe aside from Ymir, but it goes back and forth. I think Bach is a little more dangerous.
Well,
you know, and a lot of times in 2v2 or 3v3 tournaments, you'll actually see Bacchus getting banned a lot because he is not stoppable. He's too tanky, and the damage he does is actually like pretty close to mage damage.
Gars. No, I thought he was going to take to the skies. He doesn't want anything to do with that.
Oh,
Meanwhile, Snoopy versus Astro. This is going to be big. Will he be able to win that battle here?
Snoopy goes up here. Astro's going to be forced to ultimate. Waiting till he lands. Here comes the belly flop. Final shot not going to hit. Snoopy will be deterred. Wolfie actually in there.
Good play.
Kill.
There we go. They're getting on board. This may be another one. Oh, nope. Gars comes in, ruins that party. Eonic's going to get one. Tectonic Rift's going to be there. That's going to be another one. The game over coming up there from Pixel Buster Freya. And Brochacho's just going to kind of linger back here, but be careful, the Boosh is lingering. Searing Pain is online. He could go for a snipe if he really wanted to at this point. It might actually kill Gap.
It will get damn close. It looks like they're going to let this one go, and my prediction is wrong. That's where I expected the surrender. They were going to find one kill. They were going to trade 2 or 3 out, and they were just going to give that one up. Right now, it's getting pretty close. Brochacho forcing Eonic away. He's going to get shut down. That's going to be a tier 1.
You can't put a price on how good Tectonic Rift is.
Yeah,
it does everything. It's basically a humongous body.
It used to do damage.
What?
It used to hit for like 300.
What?
I have no idea.
What does that even mean?
It only lasted for like a week, and everyone's like, nope, not having fun with this.
Yeah, no, the fact that it can cut off the routes is big enough as is. I mean, it's basically the pillar on steroids from on her.
Yeah, basically.
And the wall on steroids, because it's much longer.
Right.
Besides when the wall's maxed
stuns
out.
people.
Yeah, it stuns
So left
Crazy,
side,
man.
more pressure coming in as you see Snoopy pushing the lane quickly, turning to Astro. 17 kills on the board right now, 15 of which belong to Cognitive Red.
Okay, this is scary. 9,000 player damage, basically, from the Gars. On the other side, the top 2 damage coming out of Thurst doesn't even equal his. Astro and Jaco together don't combine for Gars's
And Wolfie,
damage.
who should be on top of the damage charts by far with a character who does so amazingly in that regard, is actually on bottom at 15. Jumping in, Ionic 3-man Intoxicate, throwing the drink down. Up into the air he goes. Wolfie into the back line. Is he going to find it? They force a reset, but
good.
they still manage to pick up a kill. Wolfie probably getting frustrated here. 18 kills on the board. Brochachu, 19 kills on the board. Again, 17 for Cognitive Red as they keep
Devios!
going. Devios, we're at 20.
Oh, there's 21!
Oh my God! 19 kills for Cognitive Red, and that's going to be what should be a free Gold Fury. But are they gonna go for Fire Giant?
This is a Fire Giant. This is a 13-minute Fire Giant. Why would they not? Look at that.
No, they're splitting up here. they're splitting up. No, wait, they're turning it in. It looks like they're going to go for it. Snoopy better not start this. He doesn't have health for it, and I will get very mad. Thank you. He waits.
Well, taking a look here, we do have a hand 3 online here from Ionic. He also has his level 1 blink, which is something we don't traditionally see get picked up too often on Bacchus, just because, he does have the belly flop. So
but
he has
hey,
mobility.
blink Intoxicate and then
Blink.
having an escape advantage or even something to allow him to reinitiate into fights is great. But 13-minute Fire Giant. Teleport in. Osmos forced into his ultimate. Not quite body block the way that he would want. Jaco Malfoy in tandem as well. You're going to see Wolfie rotate
Wolfie,
in
body.
and then rotate right out as there is a 5-level difference between him and his enemy jungler, and that is not something you want to mess with.
Dude, just look at... you can look at the builds. You can look at the builds and say, wow, this is completely one-sided. The Boosh going with... Warlock Sash, this is most likely going to be in E-Staff, assuming this game goes that long, just because it stacks very well together. Snoopy getting that Executioner's online, only going level 1 beads. He has no real need to fear anything, as Excavate's going to come. Gab Shield's going to provide Jaco just with a little bit more help.
Devios by himself, proxying not only the wave, but 3 members, and decides, hey, I'll just tank this. I don't care about the minions. I have mitigate wounds, and it will heal me back to full because I am overpowered, as he likes to yell.
Yeah, look at him.
That's my favorite line, by the way, in the game.
Yeah?
If Hercules kills an objective, he yells, I am overpowered.
Well, Devios now just whacking away at this tower on the left side. Snoopy going to be pushing by himself. We have seen Astro and Brochacho working together here, but they have to get all grouped. They need one good team fight here from Cog Red.
What is Ionic doing jumping over? He might have a kill here. Oh my God, I thought we were going to see an Intoxicate kill. That was very close.
Devios is going to chase Brochacho. Brochacho not in a good spot. He ends up getting blocked by Body Rift there. He's going to get knocked back. That's going to be Ionic getting Brochacho. The battle of the big men.
And right there, Snoopy actually takes the tier 1 to force it forward.
Yeah.
22 kills total is going to do it, with Cognitive being the victor with 20 of them in the pocket. Literally 10 times as many kills as Thurst in that game. Cog Red exerts their dominance once again and maintains their first seed in spades.
That is also the fastest game in SPL history.
Jeepers.
Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers?
Oh, my mom.
Oh, yeah. Good genes. Very good genes.
Sorry.
Good genetics. Taking a look at the player damage, that's really going to tell the majority of it, in my personal opinion. The top 2 player damage coming out of Thirst basically equals Gars.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at it, 7,300 coming out from Astro. I did say he was the player to watch. Yep. Actually had some of the lowest deaths and had the kill on board as well. 7,300 damage. Next highest would have been Jaco at 4,000. You look at Gars.
That's the math.
He beat them. He beat them both together.
That's nuts.
By himself.
Well,
we actually have some replays for you, speaking of which will involve a lot of damage.
yeah, basically it's Degar saying, thank you for the god. I appreciate you letting me play him in this week's matchup. So as you can tell, he's just going to haunt his prey here, and in it comes. Tectonic Rift will be coming up very shortly. And
here's what I want to see. First Blood Boys, all cap spaces between each letter, Bible thumps on each side, shouting out to Gars and his amazing rush down here. Watch him turn around, recognize his team's in trouble. Let Snoopy get baited a little bit longer. Still finds the kill.
Yep. No worries at all. Degar is just, every highlight we get from Cogred is either like the boost just staying alive with Ra, or just Gars just dismantling people with Thor. I'm just waiting for it. But that's right there is when you realize that Tectonic Rift is just amazing.
Look at this. He takes a cool Culkin ult. He's like, no, I'm good. I'll just keep going.
Well, he wants to be up in the action. That's the point of Thor. That's why you have that passive, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, Thurst is now going to be what? Oh, God. What is their standings? I believe we actually have the updated standings as well, but they are 1 and a lot.
That's right. They got 1 kill, one win. In fact, it was the first win of the season on Snipe.
They get 1 kill, too.
And, 15 losses so far. Thirst with a lot of roster changes, unable to find their breath. Fat Chunks close behind them at 5 and 12. That was huge. Oh, and remember, guys, we actually said that if they win a certain amount of games, they could catch up to Cloud9, but SK and Cloud9 actually have to face each other, which means even if Team Coast wins, one of the 2 teams between Cloud9 and SK will win, putting them at 8 and putting them in the 4th seed guaranteed.
So, Team Coast is officially your bottom seed coming out of European side of things. In North America, Cognitive Red is just really galloping through meadows that they don't even care about. 14 and 3, they are 3 games away from clinching this one out as the top seed here. But if they lose the last 3 games, Cognitive Prime could end up chasing them down.
Yep.
Yeah, we could see a tie there for first place, and then it goes to head-to-head, obviously, which I think Cognitive Red is still on the up and up as well. But the real story here is, will Dig be able to take that 2 seed, or will they be stuck with the 3 seed?
It's going to be hard to say. There is 1 week left of play where I will see you again on Wednesday. We're going to be starting off that day with Coast and C9. Remember, Coast is out, and then TSM Immortality. So no SK trying to make their way back in. Same thing, Snipe and Dignitas will play off the
Snipe
3rd and 4th
and Dig, that's
seed.
a big one.
It is. And then Cog and Chunks as well, so it should be a pretty exciting day.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude our broadcast. Make sure you stick around and make sure you watch as much Smite as humanly possible because it's awesome.